Now let's take questions from exercise 28. Question number 1. It says if a train can cover a distance of 300 kilometers in 2 hours, right? So the speed of the train, let's say S1 of the first train, is distance 300 kilometers divided by 2 hours. So it is 150 kilometers per hour. That is the speed of the first train. And speed of the second train is 200 kilometers per hour. Oh, so it is higher. So second train is faster. And then the question says that the distance between them is 350 kilometers. In how much time the first train can overtake the second train? Oh, it cannot, because the train which is ahead is faster. The train which is ahead is faster and the train which is behind is slower. Alright, so it cannot overtake. So answer is never. Alright, this is how this question is supposed to be done. Now question number 2. A train 100 meter long passes a bridge at the rate 72 kilometers per hour in 25 seconds. So speed of the train is 72 kilometers per hour. First convert it into meter per second. How do we do that? Multiply by 5 by 18. So 18 4s are 72, 4 into 5 is 20 meter per second. Now the time taken to pass the bridge would be equal to length of the train plus length of the bridge divided by speed of the train. Now time taken is given, that is 25. Length of the train is given 100 plus length of the bridge we have to calculate, divide by speed 20. So if you cross multiply, 20 into 25 becomes 500, that is equal to 100 plus length of the bridge. So length of the bridge is equal to 500 minus 100, that is 400 meters. That is the answer of this question. These are simple questions. Now let's take question number 3. A train passes a railway bridge 150 meter long in 18 seconds. If the train is running at a speed 60 kilometers per hour, then the length of the train in meters is. Alright. So let's say we can straight away say that time taken is equal to length of the train plus length of the bridge divided by the speed of the train. Now speed of the train is given in terms of kilometers per hour. So multiply by 18 by 5 to convert into, we have to convert in meter per second. 1 second. So we have to convert in meter per second. So multiply by 5 by 18. Alright. And then T is given, time is given 18 seconds. So 18 into the 60 into 5 by 18 goes to the other side is equal to L plus 150. So 18 and 18 are cancelled. 16 into 5 is 300 is equal to L plus 150. So length of the train is 300 minus 150, that is 150 meters. Alright. So it is 150 meters, that is the length of the train. Similar question, question number 4. It says a train running at a uniform speed of 60 kilometers per hour passes a railway platform in 15 seconds. In fact, it's almost the same question. So I'll say it is time, straight away, time 15 seconds is equal to length of the train is L plus length of the platform is 130 divided by speed, that is 60 kilometers per hour, convert into meter per second, so into 5 by 18. Alright. So bring everything to the other side. So it becomes 15 into 60 into 5 by 18 is equal to L plus 130. Now you see 6 cancels 60 10 times and 18 3 times. 3 cancels 15 5 times. So we have 5 into 10, 50 into 5, 250 is equal to L plus 130. So from there we can see that L is equal to 250 minus 130, which is 120 meters. So length of the train is 120 meters. Alright. Now let's take up the next question, question number 5. It says a train passes through a telegraph post. Now telegraph post is supposed to be a point, right? It's taken to be a point. So the time taken to cross the telegraph post will be length of the train divided by speed of the train, right? Now time is given as 9, Length of the train is L, we have to calculate, and speed of the train is 54 kilometers per hour. So multiply by 5 by 18 to make it meter per second. Now 18 cancels 54 3 times. Now 3 into 5 is 15. So 9 into 3 into 5 is equal to L. So L is equal to 9 into 5 is 45 into 3, 135 meters. So basically, whatever you get after solving is the answer. Alright. Question number 6. It says a train 135 meter long running with a speed 54 kilometers per hour. In how much time will it pass a telegraph post? It's a straightforward question. Time is equal to length of the train divided by speed of the train. Now length of the train is 135 divided by speed of the train is 54 kilometer per hour, but you have to convert in meter per second. So multiply by 5 by 18. So this gives us time equal to 135 into 18 divided by 54 into 5. So 18 cancels 54 3 times, 5 cancels 135 27 times, and 3 cancels 27 9 times. So it is 9 seconds is the time taken. Let's take 7th question. A train 160 meter long passes a standing man in 18 seconds. Now man again supposed to be taken as a point. So the time taken should be equal to length of the train upon speed of the train. Now length of the train is 160. Divide by speed we have to calculate, and time is given as 18. So 18 is equal to 160 upon S. Be careful that here, because 160 is meter and 18 is second, we'll get S as speed as 160 by 18 meter per second. But if I have to convert it into kilometer per hour, it will be 160 upon 18 into, if I have to convert from meter per second to kilometer per hour, multiply by 18 by 5. So 18 and 18 cancelled. 160 upon 5 would be equal to 32 kilometers per hour. Okay. Now let's take up question number 8. It says a train 280 meter long moving at a speed 60 km per hour. The time taken by the train to cross a platform. So time taken by the train to cross the platform would be length of the train plus length of the platform divided by speed of the train. Right? Your length of the train is 280, length of the platform is 220, and speed of the train is 60 km per hour. So multiplied by 5 by 18 to convert in meter per second. So the time taken would be equal to 280 plus 220 is equal to 500 into this 18 goes to the numerator, divide by 60 into 5. So 0 and 0 cancel, 5 cancels 50 10 times. 6 cancels 18 3 times. So time is equal to 10 into 3, that is 30 seconds. Alright. Now let's take up the next question, question number 9. It says a train 50 meter long passes a platform 100 meter long in 10 seconds. So the time taken by train to cross a platform would be equal to length of train plus length of platform divided by speed of train. Time given is 10 seconds. Length of train is 50 meters. Length of platform is 100 meters. Divided by speed of train is S. So S is equal to 50 plus 100 is 150. Divide by 10, that is 15 meter per second. Okay. Now the question is asking in meter per second. So the answer is 15 meter per second. That's it. Alright. Question number 10. It says a train 150 meter long is running at 95 kilometers per hour. How much time will it take to pass a man moving in the same direction at 5 kilometers per hour? Right. So the time taken by train to cross a man running in the same direction would be length of the train divided by speed of the train and same direction, so minus speed of man. Right. So time taken would be equal to length of the train is 150. Now speed of the train is 95. Speed of the man is 5. So 95 minus 5. But this 95 minus 5 is in kilometers per hour. So we need to convert it in meter per second. So multiply the whole thing by 5 by 18. So the time required becomes 150 into 18 goes to the numerator, divide by 95 minus 5 is 90 into 5. Now 18 cancels 90 5 times, 5 cancels 150 30 times, and the next 5 cancels 36 times. So time required is 6 seconds. That's the answer of 10th question. Okay. Now let's take up 11th question. 11th question says a train 100-meter long takes 3 by 5 seconds to cross a man walking at the rate 6 kilometers per hour in the direction opposite to the train to that of the train. Find the speed of the train. Alright, so time taken by the train to cross a man is equal to length of the train divided by speed of the train. Now it is opposite direction, so plus speed of man. Alright, so here time given is 3 by 5. So 3 by 5 is equal to seconds is equal to length of the train is 100 meters divide by. Now speed of the train we have to calculate. Suppose it is in kilometers per hour, plus speed of the man is given 6 kilometers per hour, so plus 6. But both are in kilometers per hour, so into 5 by 18 because we need in meter per second. Alright. Now 3 by 5 will become 15 plus 3, 18 by 5 equal to now 100 into 18 divided by s plus 6 into 5. Alright, so this 18 and 18 are cancelled, 5 and 5 are cancelled. So we get s plus 6 is equal to 100, and this is in kilometers per hour. So we have s is equal to 94 kilometers per hour. Alright, so just be careful. We have assumed the speeds initially in kilometers per hour, multiplied in meter per second, and then solving we get 94 kilometers per hour. Alright. Now the next question, question number 12, it says a train takes 18 seconds to pass completely through a station 162 meter long and 15 seconds through another station 120 meter long. Now in the first case, let's say T1, time to cross the first station, would be equal to length of the train plus length of the first station, let's call it L1, divided by speed of the train, and from there we get time for the first one is 18 seconds is equal to length of the train L plus length of the first platform is 162 divided by speed of the train, we don't know, we have to calculate from here. So we get first equation as 18s equal to L plus 162. Similarly, for the second train, let's say the second time T2 is equal to length of the train plus length of the second platform L2 divided by speed S. And the second time is 15 seconds. So 15 is equal to L plus second platform length is 120 divided by S. So from here we get 15s is equal to L plus 120. Right, so these are two equations and two variables are s and L. We simply subtract the second equation from the first equation. So we write again 18s equal to L plus 162. Second equation is 15s equal to L plus 120. And if you subtract, on the left hand side you get 3s, and on the right hand side L gets cancelled. You get 162 minus 120, that is 42. So speed of the train is 14 meter per second. Alright, so speed of the train is 14 meter per second. Now in any one equation, if you put the value of s, let's say second one, if you put the value of s, it will become 15 into 14 is equal to L plus 120. So that gives us 15 into 14 is 210 equal to L plus 120. So length of the train would be 210 minus 120, that is 90 meters. Okay. Now the next question, question number 13, it says, question number 13 says, Ramesh sees a train passing over a 1 kilometer long bridge. Length of the train is half that of the bridge. So length of bridge is equal to 1000 meter because it is 1 kilometer. So length of the train will be equal to half that of bridge, that is half of 1000. So it must be 500 meters. Alright, and the time taken is 2 minutes. So time we calculate as length of train plus length of bridge divided by speed of train. Now time given is 2 minutes. Now 2 minutes is 120 seconds. So we get 120 equal to 500 plus length of bridge is 1000 divided by speed s. So s is equal to 1500 upon 120. So 0 0 cancel, 150 by 12, that will be equal to 12.5 meter per second. Alright, so it is 12.5 meters per second is the speed of the train. But the question is asking speed of the train in kilometers per hour. So the required speed would be equal to 12.5 into, this is meter per second. So if you convert in kilometers per hour, multiply by 18 by 5. Okay. So it is 225 by 5. So 12.5 into 18 would be 225 divided by 5. So it is 45 kilometers per hour. Okay. Let's take up the next question, question number 14. It says a train 300-meter long is running at a speed 90 kilometers per hour. How many seconds will it take to cross a 200-meter long train running in the same direction at a speed 60 kilometers per hour? So straight away we take time is equal to length of one train plus length of the other train divided by, now here the direction is same, so speed of the first train minus speed of the slow train, the second train, right? So the time taken would be equal to, first train length is 300 meters, second train length is 200 meters, divide by. Now the speeds are given in kilometer per hour. So let's take like this, 90 kilometers per hour minus 60 kilometers per hour and convert into meter per second. So multiply by 5 by 18. Alright, so we will get 500, 18 goes to the numerator, divide by 90 minus 60 is 30 into 5. So 0 cancels 0, 3 cancels 18 6 times, 5 cancels 50 10 times. So it is 10 into 6, that is 60 seconds. So the answer of the question is 60 seconds. Right? In all of these questions, one very important thing is the unit assurance. Unit assurance means in one question, in one step, you have to use all the units of the same family. Okay. Now let's take up the next question. Now question number 15. Question number 15 says two trains are running in opposite direction with the same speed. If the length of each train is 135 meters and they cross each other in 18 seconds, the speed of each train. So time taken would be equal to L1 plus L2 divided by speeds would be S1 plus S2, right? Now here in this case, time is given as 18, length is given as 135 for both the trains. So it is 135 plus 135 divided by speed is also same. So let's assume it is S plus S. So we have 18 into 2S is equal to 270. So S would be equal to 270 upon 36. Now cancel by 9 4s are 36 and 9 3 times 27. So 30 by 4. So it is 15 by 2. So S is equal to 15 by 2 meter per second. But the question is asking the speed in kilometers per hour. So it is equal to 15 by 2 into 18 by 5 kilometers per hour. Okay. So 2 cancels 18 9 times. 5 cancels 15 3 times. So the required speed is 9 into 3, 27 kilometers per hour. Okay. Now let's take the second next question, question number 16. It says two trains are moving in the same direction at 50 kilometers per hour and 30 kilometers per hour. The faster train crosses a man in the slower train in 18 seconds, right? So the length to be traveled is only the length of the faster train, because the second thing is not a train, it is a man sitting in the train. So man is always considered as a point, but because it is sitting in the slower train, the speed of man will be considered equal to the speed of slower train. Alright, so this will be done like this. The time taken should be equal to length of the faster train divided by speed of the faster train plus, because they are moving in, they are moving in the same direction. So it has to be minus speed of the man, right? Now time given is 18 seconds. Length of the faster train we have to calculate, divide by speed of the faster train is 50, minus speed of the man will be taken as the speed of the slower train, that is 30, and both 50 and 30 are in kilometers per hour. So multiply by 5 by 18 to make it meter per second. So it will look like 18 is equal to length of faster train into 18. 18 goes to the numerator here, and in denominator we have 50 minus 30, that is 20, into 5. So 18 and 18 are cancelled, and length of faster train would be equal to 20 into 5, which is 100 meters. Right? So the length of faster train in this question is 100 meters. Now the next question, question number 17, it says two trains 130 meter and 110 meter long, while going in the same direction, the faster train takes 1 minute to pass the other completely. If they are moving in opposite direction, they pass each other completely in 3 seconds. Alright, so in same direction, time taken is 1 minute, that is 60 seconds, and in the opposite direction the time taken is 3 seconds. Okay, so I'll write it like this: same direction, for same direction, time taken would be equal to length of the faster train plus length of the slower train divided by speed of the faster train, let's say S1, minus speed of the slower train. Alright, and multiply it by, because we are assuming the speeds to be kilometers per hour, no, let it be in meter per second, because the question is also in meter. Our options are in meter per second. Alright, so in the same direction, time taken is 60, is equal to L1 plus L2, that is 130 plus 110, and speeds are S1 and S2, so S1 minus S2. So from here, what do we get? We get S1 minus S2 equal to 130 plus 110 is 240 divided by 60. So one equation that we get is S1 minus S2 is equal to 4, and they're all in meter per second. Alright, and for the opposite direction, what we can do is time taken would be equal to L1 plus L2 divided by S1 plus S2. Now time taken is 3 seconds. L1 and L2 are 130 and 140 divided by S1 plus S2. So from here we get S1 plus S2 is equal to 240 divided by 3, that is 80. So S1 plus S2 is equal to 80. So what we do is we solve these two equations, simply add them. So S1 minus S2 is equal to 4, S1 plus S2 is equal to 80. If you add, S2 gets cancelled and you get 2S1 equal to 84. From there, S1 is equal to 42 meter per second, and S2 would be equal to, from any one equation you can calculate, it is from, let's say, first one, S1 minus S2 is 4, S1 is 42, so S2 has to be 38 meter per second. Alright, so these are the answers. Now let's take the next question, question number 18. It says two trains, each of length 90 meters, run on parallel tracks. When running in the same direction, the faster passes the slower train completely in 18 seconds. We straight away write the expression for time, that is 18 seconds, is equal to sum of lengths, that is 90 plus 90. And because they're running in same direction, so it has to be S1 minus S2. So from here we get S1 minus S2 equal to 180 by 18, that is 10. So this is one equation. And for opposite direction, when they're running opposite direction, approaching each other at the same speeds as before they cross each other in 9 seconds. So for the second case, this is for the same direction, and for opposite direction we will have same formula where the time is equal to sum of the lengths, that is 90 plus 90, divided by, in opposite direction speeds will add, so S1 plus S2. So from here we get S1 plus S2 is equal to 180 divided by 9, and that is 20. Alright, so we have these two equations. We simply add them. S1 minus S2 equal to 10, S1 plus S2 equal to 20. If you add them, S2 gets cancelled. We get 2S1 equal to 30. Hence, S1 is equal to 15 meter per second. And S2, by putting in the first equation, you can say 15 minus S2 is 10. So S2 has to be 5 meter per second. So the speeds are 15 meter per second and 5 meter per second. Alright. Now let's take question number 19. It says two trains are running in opposite directions in the same speed. If the length of each train is 120 meter and they cross each other in 12 seconds. So straight away we can say time, and they're running in opposite directions. So we can straight away say that the time is equal to L1 plus L2. So let's say 120 plus 120 divide by, they're running in opposite direction, so speeds will be added. So speed, and both the speeds are same, so let's say S plus S. So straight away we get this is equal to 240 divided by 2S, which is 120 by S. So we have 12 is equal to 120 by S. So S is equal to 120 by 12, that is 10 meter per second. Alright, now 10 meter per second, and the options are given in kilometers per hour. So convert into kilometer per hour by multiplication of 18 by 5. So it is 5 cancels 10 two times. So 2 into 18 is 36 kilometers per hour. Now every time in every question you have to be really careful about the units, right? Okay. Now question number 20. It says a train leaves the station at 5 a.m. at the speed 60 kilometers per hour. Another train leaves the same station at 6:30 a.m. Okay, so from 5 a.m. to 6:30 a.m., that is 1.5 hours, only the first train is traveling. Suppose this is the station. Let's try to find the location of the first train at 6:30 a.m. By 6:30 a.m. the first train has traveled this much distance, right? So this distance D must be equal to speed of the first train, that is 60 kilometers per hour, into the time, that is 1.5 hours, right? This is the situation at 6:30 a.m. 6:30 a.m. So at 6:30 a.m. the first train has already traveled 1.5 hours. So it is 60 kilometers per hour into 1.5 hours, that is 90 kilometers. So at 6:30 a.m. the distance between the trains is 90 kilometers. The first train is still moving at a speed 60 kilometers per hour, and the second train is at the station and it is moving at a speed 75 kilometers per hour, right? So after 6:30 a.m. the time taken for the trains to meet would be equal to distance between them 90 kilometers divided by relative speed in same direction. So it is 75 minus 60. So it is equal to 90 divided by 15, which is 6 hours. So the time taken is 6 hours after 6:30 a.m. So meeting time would be equal to 6:30 a.m. plus 6 hours. So it will be 12:30 p.m. It will be 12:30 p.m. Alright. So meeting time is 12:30 p.m. And then the question says, at what distance from the station will they meet? So from station, distance from station would be equal to the distance traveled by the first train in total 7.5 hours, or the second train 75 into the time 6 hours. So whichever way you want to calculate, you can do that, right? If you want to calculate the distance traveled by the first train, total distance, or the second train, answer will come out to be the same, and that answer will be 450 kilometers. So they will meet at a distance of 450 kilometers. You can see the second train starts at 6:30, covers 6 hours and meets this first train. That means distance traveled by the second train would be 75 into 6, and that is the distance from station at which they are meeting. Similarly for the first train has traveled 1.5 hour extra and the speed is 60, so total time is 7.5. So we can do it for 60 into 7.5. You'll still get the same answer. Alright. Now let's take up the next question, question number 21. It says two stations A and B are 100 kilometers apart on a straight line. So initial distance between them is 100 kilometers. One train starts from A at 7 a.m. and travels towards B at 20 kilometers per hour. So this train starts at 20 kilometers per hour and it travels towards B. But it starts at 7 a.m. right? There is another train which starts from B at 8 a.m. Alright? That means from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. there is only one train that is moving, that is this one. So what is the distance traveled by this train in 1 hour? So the distance traveled by this train, by the first train in 1 hour will be equal to 20 kilometers. So the situation is 8 a.m. will look like this. The first train has already traveled 20 kilometers. So the first train is here. This is the first train and it's moving at a speed 20 kilometers per hour. And at that time and at 8 a.m. there is another train from B which starts at a speed 25 kilometers per hour. Alright. Okay. Now the remaining distance between them at 8 a.m. is 100 was the original distance, 20 is already traveled, so it is 80 kilometers. Please be careful for this situation. So now the distance is only 80 kilometers. So after 8 a.m. the time taken to meet would be equal to, see, please understand that from 7 to 8 there is no situation of relative speed because there is only one train that is moving. After 8 a.m. both the trains are moving, so we will apply the relative speed concept, and for that distance is only 80 kilometers. Divide by, speeds are 20 and 25, so it will be 20 plus 25. Okay, so it is 80 by 45. 80 by 45. If you divide, it will be 16 by 9 hours. That comes out to be 1 hour and 7 by 9 hours. If you convert into minutes, 7 by 9 hours into minutes, it will be let's say 7 by 9 into 60. So it cancels by 3 and this cancels 3 by 20. So it is 140 by 3 minutes, which is equal to, if you divide, it will be 46 2 by 3 minutes. Further, 1 minute is 60 seconds, so 2 by 3 minutes would be 40 seconds. So it is 46 minutes and 40 seconds. So it is 1 hour and 46 minutes and 40 seconds. Alright. So the moment when they meet, right, the time, the exact time when they meet would be equal to 8 a.m. plus 1 hour 46 minute 40 seconds, and that will be written as 9 46 40. So the answer is, I think it is none of these. Alright. Now let's take up the next question, question number 22. It says, a train starts from station A at 9 a.m. and travels 50 kilometers per hour towards B, 210 kilometers away. Similar situation it looks like. So A and B, initial distance between them is 210 kilometers. A train starts from A at 9 a.m. at a speed 50 kilometers per hour. Alright. But the second train starts from B at 11 a.m. Alright. So that means from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. only one train is traveling. Alright. Only one train is traveling, and that is the first train. So at 11 a.m. what will be the situation? The first train will not be at A. It would have traveled 2 hours. Right. So in 2 hours the distance traveled by the first train would be 50 into 2. So that means 100 kilometers. So the first train has already traveled 100 kilometers and it is here at this location. First train is at this location running at a speed 50 kilometers per hour. Alright. And the second train has just started at 11 a.m. and it's running at a speed 60 kilometers per hour. Alright. And the remaining distance between them is 210 minus 100. So it is 110 kilometers. So now the time taken to meet would be straight away equal to the remaining distance, that is 110, divided by, because they are running in opposite direction, speeds will get added. So 50 plus 60. So it is 110 upon 110, which is 1 hour. That means the time when they meet would be equal to 11 a.m. plus 1 hour, that is 12 noon. Alright, that is 12 noon. That is one thing. Now the question is asking at what distance from A will they meet. So look at the total duration for which the first train has traveled. That is the distance from A. Now the first train started at 9. The meeting is happening at 12. That means first train has traveled for 3 hours. So distance from A would be equal to distance traveled by the first train from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, that is 3 hours. So 50 kilometers per hour into 3, that is 150 kilometers from A. Alright. So 150 kilometers from A is the answer of the question. Now let's take up the next question, question number 23. It says two trains start at the same time from Mumbai and Pune, alright, towards each other. So from Mumbai to Pune and from Pune to Mumbai, and the time is same, alright, the start time is same. They start simultaneously. The first train is moving at a speed 60 kilometers per hour and the second train is moving at a speed 40 kilometers per hour. When they meet, it is found that one train has traveled 20 kilometers more than the other. Suppose they take T hours to meet. There are two ways to do this question. Let's see. Let time to meet be equal to T hours. That means the distance traveled by the first train would be equal to 60 into T, and the distance traveled by the second train is 40 into T. Obviously, the one that has a higher speed would have covered more distance. So distance covered by the first train minus distance covered by the second train, that is given 20 kilometers. So 60T minus 40T is 20T. That is equal to 20. Oh, so T is equal to 1 hour. Alright. So the distances traveled by each one of them would be 60 into 1, that is 60 kilometers, and 40 into 1, that is 40 kilometers. Right. So that means the total distance from Mumbai to Pune would be 60 plus 40, because they would have, whatever they have traveled, suppose they meet here, one train has traveled whatever and the second train has traveled whatever, the total sum should be the distance between Mumbai and Pune. So 60 plus 40 is equal to 100 kilometers is the total distance. Right? Total distance between Mumbai and Pune would be equal to the total sum of distances traveled by both of them. This is one method. Now let's look at the other method. Now the other method says very clearly that if the time for which they are running is same, if time is same, then straight away distances traveled are directly proportional to speed. Alright, so distance traveled by the Mumbai train is to the distance traveled by Pune train is equal to speed of Mumbai train by speed of Pune train. Right, now speeds are given 60 and 40, so the ratio is 3:2. Okay, so distance traveled by Mumbai train and distance traveled by Pune train are in the ratio 3:2. Okay, now the difference of 3 and 2 is 1. This 1 is given to be 20 kilometers, so very clearly 3 will be equal to 60 kilometers and 2 will be equal to 40 kilometers. Okay, so we have calculated the distance traveled by these two trains separately, individually. So the distance between Mumbai and Pune would be equal to distance traveled by Mumbai train plus distance traveled by Pune train, alright, which is equal to 60 plus 40, that is 100 kilometers. So there is not much difference in these two methods, but whatever you like, you can use. Okay.